Hello, James. How you guys doing? James here. Well, I thought I'd do something different with my next video. This video gonna be talking about controversy about women who like bad boys, pookies and ray rays, basically. So I got a few videos I want to do it, and it's gonna tell you what type of guy that attracted to them. Why they attracted to them? It's a good question. And I said this be a good kind of thing to put together because it was a couple of commentators that put this together about women who just like these bad boys. And oh no, don't tell me that my page froze up. That dog it. Okay. But yeah, it's about so. I'm gonna start with this first content creator.
I am the better man, but I shouldn't be held responsible because you wanted to choose a Pookie and a Ray Ray. That's not me. I work too hard in my life.
Back to what I said. Pookie and Ray Ray shouldn't exist. And the only reason why Pookie and Ray Ray exist because we're not in the community making those boys the men they need to be.
Absolutely narrative driven. There's no more black men that are quote unquote pookies and ray rays than there are in any other community. So the question becomes, how are we defining what's an appropriate ratio? Is it comparatively speaking? Because if it's comparatively speaking, then we're doing okay. But if we're deciding that we want to make our own arbitrary metric about what's a good amount of pookies and ray rays for us based on what we think is good, well, that's a separate conversation that requires some follow-up research and studies to be done to figure out what's the best way of figuring out the proper number of pookies and ray rays for proper efficiency and maintenance of the relationship dating market. Because pookies and ray rays do serve a purpose. Like, let's be clear about this. Pookies and ray rays serve the purpose of removing the pussy holes from the segmented population of women that good men have to pick from.
Now, one of the gentlemen, one of their rebuttals were black women ignore good men. See, this is when I felt like they should have dug their heels in. They talk to more women their age than Uma. So in that regard, they have better insight because that's what their podcast is about. Talking to women within this specific age range about how they date and what they like and all these things. And from what I've seen from the podcast and from what we've all seen throughout the internet, there are a certain number of women who desire the undesirables. They say the question is, who would you rather have, a scammer, a drug dealer, or a person who works a 9 to 5, and the majority of them, especially black women, say they either want the scammer or the drug dealer. So let's just be honest. Black women are ignoring good men. Remember the tweet about Michael B. Jordan when the women say he looked too responsible, he looked boring, he looked like he's too good of a man. You know, like, so there is a loud minority of black women out there. But the problem with that loud minority is they're not being challenged by the silent majority.
Well, hold on for a second, because we got to really redefine what undesirable means. Because if these men are the ones that are desired to father children, if these men are the ones that are desired to be procreated, are they truly undesirable brothers? Or is this the selection that is the cognitive and conscious selection that a lot of sisters are making?
So you're saying negative behaviors are being reinforced?
Yeah, because I mean, look at it from a perspective. You got a man that has 10 children by 6 different women, and then you hear from him again, this man has 15 children by 9 different women. And I mean, these are real numbers. We know of stories of men with 35 children by 22 different women. And this is not an uncommon thing.
Ooh.
So what is it about this man that makes number 4 and 5 think he's going to be a good father for their children when he hasn't been there for the first 3?
what is about choosing this man? And a lot of times you'll find out that it's libido driven. Like it's libido driven. And let's face it, with the young brother, I believe his name is Eli, was saying, and he didn't get to the numbers, but when you poll women only want the top 10 to 20% of men, and actually the top 10 to 15% of men that they identify. But when you start talking about, well, what do they describe? I think it was a comedian. I forget the young sister's name, but she said she was talking to a therapist, and the therapist said to her, "What kind of man do you want? Do you desire?" And she described the kind of man, the physique and all this other stuff, the qualities. And then she said, "Well, what do you think you need from a man?" And she started talking about the things she needs: responsibility, somebody's reliable, somebody's trustworthy. She said, "You realize you just described two different men." And what we have to deal with was the fact that most women want two different men. They want the man that they crave, that they want to desire, that they want to procreate with, the guy that makes their hearts tingle. And then they want the guy that's going to be the family man, the responsible man, the reliable man to take care of said family. And this is something
that's
but see, in the chaos that we live in, it makes perfect sense. There was just a meme that was just out a few days ago, and I know the sister was joking, but you know, it's a little bit of truth in every joke. And when she's saying, when you find out you're pregnant, you need to go find a responsible father for your child. You know what I'm saying? We know that happens. And we know that that's part of the broken culture that we live in. Because we don't have shame anymore. There used to be a time where if you were out of wedlock, or you were a teenage mother, and you had a bunch of children, when those children were born, those children had to go down south. And now those children became your cousins, because they were given to an aunt or somebody down south to raise, or things of that nature. That's what used to happen up here in the north. We don't have shame anymore. There used to be a time when a man was no good for being on the corner, and all he would do is out there singing, and at that time there would be winos, drinking wine, whatever, like Coolie High. Those guys were not glamorized in the community. Those guys were ostracized. Therefore, they couldn't sit on anybody's step. They had to sit on the corner. These are the standards we don't have anymore. And then we wonder why the community is in chaos. So the only time somebody is talking about we need leadership is when we're in trouble. The only time we're talking about we want order and structure is when the bullshit we try to pull together falls apart. As you said, and let's talk about numbers. Women have much more sex. Young ladies to young women to older women have much more sex than men. And it's something we don't talk about because the stigma is only focused on the ladies' man. I got news for y'all. The reason why it's glorified when a man sleeps with a lot of women, but the exact opposite is attributed to the woman who sleeps with a lot of men, is because it's harder for men to court and gain sexual access to women than the other way around. All of us right now, well, Pat, I'm gonna leave you out as you married. But me and Joe, right now, can call 20 different women right now, and most likely, if they weren't prepared to have sex with us, we don't have access to them tonight. 20 women can make 1 or 2 phone calls and somebody's pulling up. Because the access is much easier for them to have that type of, relationship. And they know this. And even Umar spoke to this, that women can have a man in their bed every night. But the problem is, too many of the situations that occur make you undesirable to the man you want.
So, last time I looked at the census.
Good point.
Last time I looked at the census, most of the men who are not married and blacks, it was 25% black, 29% Hispanic, 21% white, and 14% Asian. Those percentages make up the men who are producing children outside of marriage. Most men aren't making the babies. Most men are single and childless. he talked about, because he said that the young men were using feminist talking points, but then Umar also said that there were not enough available good black men for black women, which is a feminist talking point, because all you have to do is look at the statistics. Go to blackdemographics.com and you can see that there are enough eligible black men for black women. It's just not true. And so I thought it was kind of funny that he told them they were using feminist talking points, but he was using feminist talking points, because to say that there's not enough black men, like I've been hearing that since the 80s. So.
Bruh, and I'm just gonna give you some anecdotal stuff that I see working at a local college here in Philadelphia. In my office that's focused on primarily young black males. The only guy in that office that have a black girlfriend is one of the white kids. Sisters don't even pour into that office looking for those young brothers. But the office, we constantly have to beat the door down and block up, keep access for Asian girls and Latinas coming in that office. But these guys that are interested because they're not seen as they don't have the swag, these guys are going to be the next tech millionaires. These guys are going to be the next, Microsoft generators, creators of technology.
Yep.
That's the stuff they're working on right now. They are tomorrow's digital geniuses today, and they can't get a sniff of none of the sisters that come to that campus. And the campus is 70% female, and it's so black that it gets the benefits of a historical black college.
To that, because the other thing, right? Like, to take it back, I love to simplify things. And the simplification for because what PC said is accurate. But I just want to simplify it because I love it, because the simplification bothers me. The reason why men can have a lot of sex and be applauded for it, and women can't, is because women like men that have a lot of sex.
And men
don't like women that have a lot of sex.
There you go.
That's the simplification. So, if the young girls want to remove that double standard, they need to stop liking men that have a lot of sex. That's how you fix that, because that's one of those problems that men can't solve. The prize is sex for these young dudes.
Yeah.
So if the prize is sex and me having sex gets me more sex, what benefit is there in me turning down sex?
Right.
You have been pookie incentivized.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Incentivized.
But I just think it's. Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, John.
It's just disingenuous to continue to push a narrative that the majority or even more than half of black men are pookies and ray-rays. That's just not true. Because I was looking at earnings, and it's like there's 69% of black men who are in the labor force. 87% of the black men who are in the labor force are employed. They got about 20% who are under the poverty level. The median full-time earning for black men in 2021 was $46,000. 37% of black men are working full-time year-round. There was 41% who reported no earnings, but 22% earn part-time or other. 41% of black men are white-collar. 39% of black men are blue-collar. 21% are in service occupations. Most black men are out making good living for themselves. They're just, like the young man said, they are being overlooked. They're loud minorities in both black men and black women who are out there. Now, the only difference is black men are actually pushing back and challenging the loud minority of black pookies. On the other side, the pookies is not being challenged, if we want to be honest about it. But do not continue.
Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, Like, you had women out here who are defending the twerking that took place in Ghana over the past week at the castle, where I forget the name of the castle. Elmina Castle, where is the last place many of our ancestors who are our direct ancestors, and we're the direct descendants of slaves, our direct ancestors. Some of them died in those places. That's hallowed ground. In the twerking, it wasn't done in a ceremonial form. It was done very tasteless, very despicable, degenerative behavior. And to just echo what you were saying, there were a lot of people, mostly sisters, who tried to defend the fact that these women were twerking at that ceremonial place.
Papa John's new garlic epic stuffed crust pizza is the...
That's terrible. But
all you gotta do, please play the 17-year-old Tupac, the interview. That's who he was.
I get a lot of friends because I have respect for women, ultra respect for women. But then, like I was liking this girl in Tam, and I'm extra nice, extra gentleman. I'm extra just like, oh, you're beautiful and you deserve the best. And she told me I was too nice.
Yeah, he was this innocent, almost, dare I say, somewhat feminine type of dude, right? Like when you really look at that interview,
I couldn't believe it. It wouldn't work because I was too nice. That was the ultimate stab in the back. So I went through a week of just going, forget it, I'm just gonna be like them. Because they seem to get the girls and they call girls the B word, and they smack and beating. They're getting girls.
He was a very soft person. That's who he was.
And I'm going, peace, and I think you're beautiful, and they're going to be, well, I like him because he's masculine.
2 years later, he plays Bishop. And that character that he created with Bishop influenced millions of people, and he stayed in that character. Because I literally would see him flip-flop from one character to the other, because we would hang out, we'd play pool, and famously people would say, your friend looks like Tupac. And they didn't think that could be him, because he was more like that 17-year-old guy.
So that was the actor and martial artist Michael J. White talking about how Tupac turned into a bad boy, mostly to get women. He wasn't like that from the start. So for you ladies out there running after these bad boys, most of these guys are doing it just to impress you. Mind you, I grew up in a neighborhood with a bunch of these so-called bad boy types, and I gotta tell you, some of them, behind closed doors, are softer than the Pillsbury Doughboy. And a little later on in this video, I'm going to show you guys who are so-called bad boys, who in reality, they're just responding to issues the same way women do.
What were some of the things you were told about men while growing up?
Don't trust them. Yeah, I agree with that one.
What is the most surprising thing you've learned about men from your experiences?
You can't trust them. Facts.
They're right. You can't trust them, or at least the guys they choose.
Do you prefer a man who's a gentleman or a bad boy?
Bad boy. Bad boy.
They choose the bad boy, but all men are trash when it doesn't work out.
Is it fair to say women lust after bad boys who want to settle down with nice guys?
Yeah.
This is why the bad boy type will never have to get a passport and travel to other countries for women. Hell, he has to pick up the litter right here in his own backyard, from the younger ones to the older ones.
If you happen to be looking for a quality man, where would you expect to find one?
Quality man? Church? Yes.
When was the last time you went to church?
The guy asking the questions is from his channel It's Complicated. I love that guy because he pretty much asks these women questions that make them hang themselves. Now check out this next video of a young lady who I believe is in the music industry talking about the type of guys she likes.
What do we gotta have to have Jada though? What do we gotta have?
I feel like to be my, you gotta be hood. I only with hood niggas. I don't want nothing that's not hood. You gotta carry a gun. You don't carry it, I don't want you in my space.
Jada, like, he couldn't be like a soccer player, like a billion dollar soccer player. Like, you gotta have that like gangsta greasy to him. But you are like a suburban girl, like you're.
I know. I literally am a suburban girl, like private school, Catholic school. But I always was attracted to
So you just like a thug thing.
Yeah.
This young lady does not come from what we would consider the hood. She's not even exposed to these type of guys in reality. She comes from a suburban area, and she still wants a hood type dude.
Okay, like what do we gotta look like? Do you want him to have like a nice physique, like more?
I like my nigga ugly.
Just a gun. That's all that he needs. So
Like,
you should want her man to be from the trenches.
Yeah, and have a little bit of street in them because that takes you far. Like seriously.
I've referred to some of these young ladies as knuckleheads in my past videos, and I'm referring to this young lady as a knucklehead too. You come from a good part of town, but you want to run with the thugs. And did she say that if you're with a hood dude, it'll take you far? Clearly she hasn't been in the hood, because the type of guys that she's describing, they don't get that far. Either he'll end up in jail or 10 toes up in a casket. Now this next young lady, I kind of understand why she wants a bad boy, because that's what she grew up around. But it still doesn't change the fact that it might not end up well for her or him.
Jada went viral. Jada, Lil Baby's baby mom, she went viral saying that she likes street guys, guys who have, guys who wear street shit, guys who carry guns, guys who, guys who are just in the street. She says that they're more fun. And you agreed with that?
That's true. That's absolutely true. That's true. It's a thrill. That's all that is. It's like, I don't know, thrills is fun.
And the type of thrills you're talking about can end your life early.
You know, it's exciting. Being with somebody that's calm and just, you know, don't got nothing going on, it's like, let's do something exciting. Where the excitement at? Like, let's get into a fight, you know?
See, these women don't know what to do with themselves unless there's chaos. Now I do understand, women like her come from low-income areas, but so do women in developing countries. Question, how many times do you see a woman overseas making a video like this talking about they want a hood dude?
Yo, so your life being on the line every day, that's a thrill?
No.
Your life is a thrill?
No, I ain't gonna lie, it used to be, but it ain't gotta be every day. It could be here and there, but not every day. But
you like a guy to where every day his life is different. He's doing something. It's a different day every day.
Have you ever noticed that when a woman is being asked about a man being exciting, they never tell you what they have planned for when they get bored with that man?
I mean,
like a guy working a job, the same, come home, go to work, no excitement to you. You don't want that. You want
ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But he gotta be fun. He gotta do something to make up for, like.
See, the man has to always be the one to entertain them.
Not even make up for what he doing. He just gotta be fun. You know, you can have a regular job. You just better be turned like. But that's the excitement. You know, that's the excitement.
If I have to constantly entertain you to keep you around, never mind. I'm good. Keep it pushing.
And that's what street dudes bring. They bring that excitement, like high speed, running in front of police. Yeah, driving fast, smoking. It's just like that life is fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I can't blame you because you really come from that. It's not like you're a suburban girl and you trying to be that. That's you.
Now I do get it because I lived in those type of neighborhoods. That's all she sees, so that's all she knows. But what gets me was when you have these women that come from suburban areas talking about they want a bad boy. That's a whole other story. Now stay tuned. I got a young man that's going to tell you what's really happening with a lot of these so-called bad boys.
That's what I'm used to. So I don't know, when I be meet dudes and they don't be like that, it be like I be missing home. Like I need a hood nigga. Like that's what I mean. I be feeling like when I go to other places, it ain't nobody like. It's not nobody like my St. Louis.
Now, although I understand the situation, she's still gonna end up just like the rest of them. Running with these bad boys never ends well. Either she's gonna mess around and catch a case, or he's gonna end up in jail or worse. Then she's gonna end up running with another bad boy, and the cycle starts all over again. The last option is she's gonna try to convert and get with a good guy, but she's not gonna know how to pair bond with the good guy. Now, I've been saying what this guy's about to tell you for the longest time. There's something about these bad boys that a lot of these women don't know, and here it is.
A street dude ain't no different than a female. They propagate gangsterism. Women think that's masculinity. It's a call for help. Street dudes grew up without a father.
All the time, they gonna teach him how to be in the streets.
But listen, when you stand at a street dude, what did he do? What you looking at? What you looking at? That's the same thing that women do. When you staring at a woman, like, bro, boy, what you looking at? They got the same energy as a woman. It's just, it's has a different frequency to it. Not the same energy. When you're over emotional, that creates toxicity. Your emotions is not in balance with logic. Like they dealing with a lot of internal problems. Propagate gangsterism, and women think that's masculinity. Smoking all day, popping pills. You know what I'm saying? Flashing the money. They trying to compensate for the lack thereof. Something happened to that man when he was a little boy. A lot of them deal with a lot of mental issues. While a lot of them are really like low key homosexuals too.
I heard about that. I did hear about that.
A lot of street women really think, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of women today, you know, they really think that like, oh, he a street dude, you know what I'm saying? He get listening to NBA Youngboy, that's Bay right there. That's Bay. You got, you know, they think that's like masculine energy. A masculine man is always a very logical man, not an emotional man. Emotional people act on impulse.
He's talking true facts right there. Emotional people act on impulse. And who is generally emotional in their reactions? Women. That's why you see a lot of these women nowadays flying off the handle in Western society the minute something doesn't go their way. When I lived in that type of neighborhood, I got into disagreements with a few of these.
It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Most of you are familiar with St. Louis-based female rapper, Sexy Red. She has one of the more popular songs out of this year, and I believe the song is called Pound Town. I won't go into any details about what that means, but let's just use your imagination, because the last time I actually read lyrics from one of these ladies' songs, I got demonetized, so I can't miss my money dealing with the 304 stuff, okay? I just can't do it, alright? I can't deal with 304 type of music right now on my screen, but shout out to the sister. She is from St. Louis, and as you know, on record, I have never met somebody from St. Louis I didn't like, right? I like everybody from St. Louis for whatever reason it is, okay? It's the favorite city I've never been to. Anyways, she recently, allegedly, according to Media Takeout, was dating this white guy. Now, again, Media Takeout does a lot of lying, alright? And they got me lying on here, reading some of their stories, but allegedly, he was a nice guy. A white guy at that. This is even her grabbing the cheeks. Now we have to, kind of cut this photo out here, because he's grabbing all the booty, and and she do got on those, like those dollar store flip flop sandals on, those, those crushed velvet types. I don't know. It's like the hard plastic. I don't know what it is, but allegedly he was a smart guy, and they were together. As it comes to find out, she left him for somebody else. Now, I thought this article was lying, because Media Takeout be lying sometimes, okay? But then I heard this clip on Say Cheese. I'm going to play the entire clip, and then I'm going to come back.
Jada went viral. Jada, Lil Baby's baby mom. She went viral saying that she likes street guys who have guys who are in street shit, guys who carry guns, guys who are just in the street. She says that they're more fun. And you agreed with that?
Yeah, you said Jada said that.
Jada did say that. Lil Baby's
that's
baby
true.
mom.
That's absolutely true. That's true. It's a thrill. That's all that is. It's like, I don't know, thrills is fun. It's exciting. Being with somebody that's calm and just, don't got nothing going on, it's like, let's do something exciting. Where the excitement is, like, let's get into a fight,
Yo, So your life being on the line every day,
No.
that's a thrill?
No.
Risking your life is a thrill?
No, I ain't gonna lie. It used to be, but it ain't gotta be every day. It could be here and there, but not every day. But
You like a guy to where every day his life is different. He's doing something. It's a different day every day.
I mean,
Like a guy working a job, the same, come home, go to work, no excitement. To you, you don't want that. You want
no,
something
ain't
to
nothing
where
wrong
every
with
day
that.
is different.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But he gotta be fun. He gotta do something to make up for, like, not even make up for what he doing. He just gotta be fun. You know, you can have a regular job. You just better be turned like. But that's the excitement. You know, that's the excitement. And that's what street dudes bring. They bring that excitement, like high speed, running from the police, shootout, shooting with like shit like that. Yeah, driving fast, smoking. It's just like that life is fun.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I can't blame you because you really come from that. It's not like you're a suburban girl and you trying to be that. That's you.
That's what I'm used to. So I don't know. When I be meet dudes and they don't be like that, it be like I be missing home. Like I need a hood. Like, that's what I mean. I be feeling like when I go to other places, it ain't nobody like. It's not nobody like my St. Louis. Like I don't know. It's not. It's a different kind. It's a different kind of hood down there. Like,
I want to give a shout out to Brother Say Cheese, doing a magnificent job out in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area, with the interviews. Now, let me say this. She is a single mom, okay? She already has a child, 25 years old.
Single mom.
And I want to compare this to certain sisters out there. And again, I don't know if the story is true, but here's something that I always hear. I always hear that, you know what? We're tired of these black men. We are going to get a white man. Black men are dusty every day. No matter what they're going to be, they're dusty. And in fact, this is a clip I like to play. I'm going to play this clip from a divester by the name of Olivia saying exactly why she's tired of black men.
Let's talk about these dusty Okay. So, when I say dusty, I don't mean tax bracket, okay? All black men are dusty. It does not matter their tax bracket. Gabrielle Union is married to Dwayne Wade, and he makes millions of dollars, and she still has to go 50-50 with his ass, even though he cheated on her and had a baby on her. Russell Simmons, who has a lot of money, millions, cuts off his daughter's health insurance for no because he's mad to punish her because he's an abusive. Anyway, that makes me so. Anyway, he's a piece of shit, okay? And he has all those allegations and charges. Anyway, dusty is black men are dusty, and dusty is more than just money.
Now, if you hear how Olivia acts and how Sexy Red act, it's not much different.
Yeah.
It's not much difference, actually. They're not different at all.
No.
And see, what you got to understand is something very important. The very important part about what I'm about to explain, listen to what I'm about to say. They feel that they can take their issues, loving Pookies and Ray Rays, acting the same, going over to a white man who's completely different from what they're used to, and guess what? Everything's gonna be normal. What do you always find out? They go back to the hood guy. What does Sexy Red say? Ain't nothing like a St. Louis dude. Like, if a guy is too nice, if a guy is too sweet, he's too humble, all of that, I can't deal with that. I need somebody who's gonna get into a shootout. Ain't that what she said?
Yep.
Let's go get into a fight or something.
Yep.
Something. Over there. With all that red, white, and gray in your hair. Shout out to the St. Louis, the STL. But something wrong with her, man. I'm not gonna disparage the young sister right now, because I feel sorry for the way that she thinks. I really do. I really want to get my roast on, but I'm looking at her. I'm like, okay, this lady here. Well, what does she see coming up? Because everybody in St. Louis ain't acting like that. This is what I'm talking about. And then these are the kind of people. The young lady got all kind of tattoos everywhere. I mean, you know, she got the red and the white hair. And, like, what kind of, come on now, piercings and everywhere. Okay, honey, what kind of man do you actually expect? Okay, you're gonna actually get. What do you actually believe is gonna happen? Somebody out there that how do you actually like, how do you think you're gonna get that? What man is gonna want to put up with that kind of stuff? Where? I need to know, man. I really need to know. Then when you get what you're looking for, now you hating all the black men out there. All the black men are dusty. All the black men are broke. Then when they come through kicking down the door in your house, they come through robbing everything, or the police come in there arresting everybody, then all that drug money gone, then it's like free my N-word, and then you pregnant, you ain't got no kids, you gonna get another dude come in just like that, they gonna be beefing. What do y'all expect? What do y'all expect? It's going to be ludicrous, guys, and this is exactly why I don't deal with y'all. Right now, I don't deal with y'all, cause y'all got something going on. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again.
And I'm going to say right before I have to see if I can find. I saw another one I want to show you, but you see why some men kind of holding off, and so a certain portion of men have to basically, you know, go to other women. Sometimes that means that they have to leave the country because they come across women with that kind of mindset. It's like, who wants to deal with something like that? I mean, and you have a child. The thing about, she's 25 years old and have a child. I'm telling you, I would meet women like that, man, and they're not freaking mature whatsoever. They're not mature. You know, as far as, hey, I think I need to settle down and just deal with it. It's time for me to be a young, responsible young woman. It's just really messed up, man. I mean, it really is. And that's what some guys are probably reluctant about meeting women here. Or some men just giving up because when you come across women like that, it's like, what's the point? You always got to change this. You got to change yourself. And I remember a couple guys say, yeah, he had to change up his personality because he saw this bad-looking woman. Just like Tupac, he had to be a different character. And he's all of a sudden the women start responding a certain way. It's like, really? God, dog. Just because you care, because you respond like, I don't give a F you. Beat. You know, it's like, oh, I think I'll take him. I'll try to change him. You know, like what the hell? You know, what the heck, man? Like I said, man. And then it comes down to this. I probably play this video.
Why don't guys approach girls anymore?
Because all men. Because every day we wake up and we are constantly reminded that we're the perpetrators, we're the bad guys.
We're tired of your bad attitudes. We're tired of your entitled attitude.
The biggest misconception men have about women. You think we don't want to be approached.
So do you like it when guys approach you on the street?
No.
Why not?
Usually I get a little scared. Yeah, I feel like it's usually like with bad intentions. Yeah. I'm like on my own vibe. Like I don't want anyone messing with it.
Why don't guys approach girls anymore?
If I wanted to be approached by a male, I've actually thought about this a lot. Nothing will ever happen. Let's say that you see a cute girl in the gym. How would you approach her?
Just don't.
So if I wanted a guy to approach me in the gym, I would love it if it was like after I'm done with a set and I'm like maybe hip thrust and I have to unrack like the plate.
Oh, and help you take
Yeah, if they just came over and helped me start like taking the plates off, I would be so eternally grateful.
I've done that before.
You have?
I have. I went over, or I went and helped her take the plates off, and she like basically told me to just like go away. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh.
Why don't guys approach girls anymore?
And even if you were to come up and talk to me after that, like, I would be really rude, but then once you leave, get so excited, but that's just my way of, like, interacting.
Why don't guys approach girls anymore?
And this guy comes up to me and he goes, hey, I have a question. You seem like the perfect person to ask. And I was like, okay.
Why don't guys approach girls anymore?
Why do men think they have the right to just come up and talk to you? I don't want to feel like I just can't come to the park and sit and mind my business without being approached.
See, I'm about to go out and, it's Saturday night. I'm feeling sexy. I'm feeling like I look good. My hair is freshly washed and pressed. But you ain't gonna believe this. Wait. You're not really finna believe this. Ain't nobody finna talk to me. I mean, like, not one man is gonna step to me and say, what's good, ma? Like, not one man is gonna have the gall to come push up on me.
This video shows a few reasons.
But yeah, I played a little bit of that before, but now you see why some men are getting. I'm just showing you the different personalities of women. Now you see why. Why, and it's like, why don't they, in some particular community of men like us, why don't we approach them? Because if you don't display a certain way, it's a turn off. So you have a lot of good black men, like other men, are frustrated. They just have just totally, basically given up talking to women for a while. And women can't understand that because it's the culture we live in. And this society made it like that. It has made it to the point that you don't even want to. And I've met them kind of women that seem like they attracted that type of dude. So it's like, hey, man. It seems like when you meet women from I think that's why you don't have to be a bad boy in some part. You don't have, if you go overseas, you ain't gotta be no bad boy. I gotta switch up my personality and act like a bad boy just to attract a woman over there. It's like, damn, just go up and approach and be presentable and be nice and then be respectful. But I guess you can't be respectful here. I mean, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. But yeah. But I had to pick this one to call the pookie hour. And wondering why that why do these guys don't want to talk? And what's going on, with these men. Yeah, when you see videos like that, what you expect? I mean, it is like some of us guys experience this. And some of you out there who come across video, you experience stuff like this. I know, because I've experienced it. And you get to a point in time in life, you just get fed up. And so you find a good woman, man. That's why I say, yeah, get your passport and go. Because you see what kind of mindset they got here. You got to go be a bad boy. You got to. If you're a young black male, you got to be a ninja. Shoot her out, act ignorant, act disciplined, fit the stereotype of a racist white person and call a person the N-word. That's what we got to. That's what you got to be a young black man, to be a black man. Period. Think about it. So yeah, and so I said, hey, I'd rather be someplace else. They said, why are you picking up one of the other women? So when they come at, and some of you black men, they come at you with that, say, hey, turn back to the video. Because I wasn't a bad boy enough. I wasn't a ninja. I didn't flip my personality just to appease these women. That's why I had to go overseas and get this women, and that's why I got to say to my Hebraic sisters out there, like redirecting his other sister when I made a video earlier. I said that's the reason why black men go to other women. A good percentage of black men go. Why would you want to deal with a black woman, and then you have some black women, and I'm just speaking on black women that got a color complex, and they got a class complex. When I mean color complex, they don't want somebody's too dark to have kids with. Oh yeah, we don't want to talk. We need to talk about that. Then it's like, okay, then it's like you really fantasize you want to be with this other person who probably is a white guy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's your preference. But hey, it's for with some, it's for a certain percentage is out of love, but a certain percentage out of convenience, for class, and think that things is going to be a lot better. You know, financially, there's credit or whatever. It could be something like that. And yeah, it's crazy. Instead of just if you're gonna love somebody regardless of race, color, creed, at least love them for who they are as who they are, and don't take advantage of their kindness. Don't provoke them to anger. Don't provoke them to make them pull something up out of them. Don't test their manhood. Too bad these women in America don't understand it, and other Western places don't understand it. Tagging that and pulling out a man, you don't want to make a man angry. He has to be like the one viewer, how he channel his anger. It ain't always with the fist or with the gun. It's with rationality. He gets his point across, and don't make him a weak man if he don't strike back. Especially when it comes towards a woman. And you have women here who don't seem to get that. I mean, you meet someone crazy overseas, don't get me wrong. You just gotta be careful like you do anywhere as far as that aspect. But shoot, man, that's crazy. I mean, for what? So this is your definition, because the men that you come across, that's what it is. And because you imagine dating a single mother like that, she don't even care about her own doggone kids. How many cases you've heard, single mothers, some boyfriend got to it, and two people ran up in the house, shot the house, and accidentally hit one of the children, traumatized the other child. See, they don't think about stuff like that. When you think you find it exciting, oh, we gotta go through a run out. That's how ignorant they are. You don't even think about your little child. I mean, you don't think about the child. I mean, it's like, wow. And when you wonder why little kids grow up with all these different emotional problems. They're traumatized, hearing gunshots, people get violence, and then they act out in preschool to elementary. Now you see why. Because you got young women having babies in that kind of environment, and they being foul mouthed. They hear what they say. So they 2 or 3 years old cussing like a adult, mimicking the behavior, and think that's normal. That's what they don't think about. These women that think pookies and rays. Wow. But then again, you got a segment of black. Why you black men got to go overseas? That's why. Because you got even some women that's in the suburbs supposed to want a good dude, but say, I want a man that's a little rough around the edges. I can't deal with no dude like that. They're too kind and go to work every day. Really? See, so they want you with a record. You get arrested. You get to a domestic. You catch a case. You get a record, and it might be hard for you to get a job. So now you bound on some domestic violence. And it's harder for you, harder for any man, but particularly a black man, because you know that once you get a record, it's twice as hard. So really, you got women like that is keeping you bound with the system because they want a bad boy. And I told you a few stories on a couple of videos. I had a friend that he was married to a woman like that, and he lost his freedom. 10 years of his life in a prison, dealing with a stupid ass woman, telling lies. She's trying to bring him to, and every time the black man that came across her life, this black woman, they try to bring her a normal life. She got to make it chaotic, even for her kid's dad. I mean, it's a shame. It really is a shame. So, to the black women, they always ask that question: why do we go with other women? That's why. That's why. Imagine what you see in this video, and I hope you share this. You share it. When someone gets asking that question, your mama, your grandma, you listen to that video. That's why. And it was other women talk about they want bad boys. It was white women and other women too. But I'm just saying, that's why. That's why men don't want to be bothered, because they got what do you come across that type of woman? And we know that by their personality, they're shifty, they're moody. They try to they'll pick at you, try to get you to pick an argument with you. Just see how you gonna respond. Yeah, there's some women that do that. Some women, so be careful, men, what kind of women that come across your life. I mean, every couple will have a disagreement, whatever, but she there to like take it to a level like, man, it's getting bad. Walk away, bro. Walk away, because you don't want to lose everything. Mess around with some woman. That's why I said, woman can bring you down, for real. In that aspect. But to hear those gentlemen talk about earlier, that's what it comes down to. So that's the reason why that it's hard to find a good woman. But because first you got to get, where's her mental status at? Where's her mental status? How she handle things? How she handle pressure? See, once you get past the sex and the fine body, if you tend to stay in a relationship with this woman, men, do you think that she's worth the investment? Your time, your energy, and your resources, your money? And you look at these videos, and you hear and recognize the women that you see talking on some of these TikTok videos. When you come across, if you single men out there, or widowers, or divorced men, that's something to take note of. Take note of some of these women with their personality. If they display that kind of personality, there's something wrong. That tells you to back up, because you gotta have that standard for yourself too. Because you got a lot to lose. And don't let it drag you down, because she can drag you down mentally. It can result to physically, and result to you financially. You do not need a woman that bad. Ain't nobody's behind that good. There's too many women, and I would say this: there's too many women on the planet, and there's some decent women out there who ain't full of all that drama and mess, and they for real. And I know I played a video about how some people kind of condemned us going with different nations because it's black men, but that's the reason why some black men choose not to be a bad boy. But in this society, you gotta be a pookie or a ray ray. You gotta be a ninja, an ignorant, shiftless ninja, causing problems, just causing chaos. Yeah. And it's sad that there's some black people think that's defined black culture. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you brothers, get your passport. Get your passport. You come across these women like that, I don't care how pretty they are, I don't care what they look like. Get to know what's upstairs. And someone I got a couple little grays in it. Talk to someone got a little grays in it. Trust me. Trust me. When I tell you, get to know them mentally. And if you that type of dude that just, hey, I just want to have sex with and that's it, you can go that route too. But if you do it too many times, you know you're gonna get hooked. That you want some study, and then you have to ask yourself: is she worth being a steady girlfriend? Is she worth steady girlfriend to fiance to wife? Look, how will she handle certain crises? How will she handle once we live in the same under the same roof? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to deal with this person. Can you put it with her habits? Can she put it with your habits without flipping out? Without belittling you? Think about it, man. Because you know how some women are. They try to hit you where it hurt. Especially when you're not that type of person that wouldn't hit her where it hurt her. That's how they respond. So, yeah. Be happy. Live long and prosper. Don't let them tear you down mentally. And if you had to wait to save your money, make a passive income, move overseas. Because the way some of these women are, it's sad. And for you young men, especially for the young men, I really, I don't know if I would want a young woman here. Oh my goodness. From what I hear, oh my God, they're dingbats. I don't realize how some young women they really are dingbats. And I bet you some women over there are not as dingbat young women in the same age period. Say they're more mature over there than they are over here. These women are not mature. And like one woman was decided they're juvenile. They be treated like a 25-year-old girl, like someone in high school. Anyway, I don't want to go on the lecture, but yeah, man, it ain't worth it, my friend. It ain't worth it. I've seen it. So take this advice. And many men like this. People like Ringo and different other individuals. They'll tell you. And New Breed and all these other people, these guys, they'll tell you. Don't get caught with no succubus. Ooh, because she'll suck the life up out of you. Literally. Alright then. Guys, hope you enjoyed this video. And till next time, stay light, keep your head up, keep healthy, keep your mind right. Be blessed and like and subscribe. Hope to see you on the next video. I hope you like it. Take care.